So you've come to find out how to store and organise your files. You're in the right place. Let me show you how I file and give you a full tour of my system. If you'd like to see the entire process that went into creating the system, I made a 20-something minute video on that for your viewing pleasure. This filing cabinet is from Officeworks. It's a simple white 2-drawer system, amateur quality, at around $60. Let's jump right in. I'll give you an overview first, then we'll revisit in more depth. Drawer 1 has 3 sections, as you can see by the colours. Green is finance, blue is medical, and pink is work. I choose to file by topic, not like date or importance or person or whatever. Drawer 2 has 4 sections. Yellow is home care, orange is car, red is personal, 4 is education. I really do love these suspension files. Because they are plastic and not metal though, they probably won't last as long as the old-fashioned metal ones, but I just love how they look much better. And I absolutely love the colour coordination that I've used, just using highlighters for the labels. And then I've also just put in folders in each suspension file to create different sections within them, and that gives off the overall coloured vibe as well. I love how this drawer kind of looks like a sunset. The sections in the bottom drawer are currently the least accessed, hence being on the bottom, and the sections at the front of each drawer are the most accessed sections of each drawer respectively. The suspension files I got are also from Officeworks. I love how modern they are. They're like just plastic and clear. They came with these label holders and labels, but I made up the wording and the colours for them. You'll see how I did that in that other video if you want to have a look. I simply used just ordinary highlighters to create the colours and then a label maker for the wording. The labelled tabs work pretty well, but they do have some faults as well. Now I want to take you through each category and all of the subcategories and sub-subcategories within them. So as I said, green is finance. Within this category there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 suspension files. The first one is bank accounts. Obviously I'm not going to show you the actual files, but between me and Rob there's 3 bank accounts, and I've just chosen to store paperwork for each of them in plastic sleeves because they have like little pamphlets and little business cards and stuff, so I don't want them to flop about in like a manila folder and possibly fall out. The next section is bank statements, and I just keep the bank statements from each bank in its own manila folder, which of course colour coordinates. The next section is tax, my tax stuff and Rob's tax stuff. In each there's 2 manila folders. One just has general tax info, and the second one has all of the tax return info, separated in plastic sleeves by year. Older stuff at the back, newest stuff towards the front. The exact same in Rob's tax folder, just tax return section only. And then I got these 2 green folders to put stuff in throughout the year in preparation for the end of financial year accountant's appointment, where you can just take the folder and you've got all your stuff ready. These were too tall to fit in the suspension files, they blocked the label, so I just put them in between 2, which works perfectly fine, 1 for each of us. Next I have shares, shares 1 and shares 2, not alphabetically separated or anything, just randomised. Each company has its own manila folder, green again. And lastly is superannuation. Just 1 manila folder for each super company, and plastic sleeves or just loose papers with information from each inside. Now we move on to medical. For medical I've got just 3 sections. The first is general medical, the second is medical specialist, and the third is past medical history. In general medical I just have like leaflets and pamphlets and papers, instruction manuals and stuff from different medicines or conditions or just whatever, just info in a plastic sleeve. And then in that I also have this really cute little blue Ziploc folder, and I just put my current prescriptions in there, opened up, so that when I need to go to the chemist I can just reach in and grab it, put it back in when I come home for repeats and stuff. It's come in really handy, it's my favourite part. Of course, I had to get blue to match the theme as well. Next section is medical specialists. Each specialist is separated by, again, a blue manila folder. Things like dentist, optometrist, physiotherapist, anything like that. And I keep information they give or invoices and stuff in each of the folders. In past medical history, any major illness or surgery or operation or condition has a folder, and these are actually old folders I just had around. And if you just want to collate a whole bunch of paperwork and stuff, pop it in its own little special folder, and there you have it. Any past private health companies or anything. And lastly, the work section. There's 3 little subsections: work current, work past, and unions. In work current, each of our jobs has a pink manila folder just with paperwork and files to do with that, and also a folder for copies of our resume and qualifications to do with our job and stuff. In the work past section, I have different folders for different old jobs that we've had and just important paperwork I want to hold on to regarding those. And lastly, unions, a folder for each union company and paperwork and files to do with that as well. You get the drill. At the back, there's some spare suspension files. It's quite hard to reach at the back here, which is one fault of the cabinet, but we make do. Alright, and now onto the second drawer. So with the home care stuff, there's 4 subcategories. We've got home utilities, personal, utilities, buying/renting, and pets. In home utilities, this is a place to keep bills and information regarding the home utilities, like water, electricity, gas, internet, I don't know, random stuff like that. Oh, I even keep gardening information as well, like what plants I have and what care they need, each in its own manila folder. Next, personal utilities, same scenario except personal things like mobile phone, your own personal bills or whatever that you get for things. In buying or renting, I just have one folder, just important paperwork you want to hold on to, maybe like a lease agreement, references, rental records, loan approvals, stuff like that. And then in pets, oh, I love these file folders actually, I have to show you. They're from Typo and they've got macaws on the front. This is Rio, so we just have information care guides for people minding them, vet bills, records, DNA, vaccinations, blah blah blah. Moving on to orange for car. 6 categories in here. We've got car insurance first, just a simple orange manila file folder for each of our car insurance information, policies and whatnot. Oops, that, can you see what just happened there, guys? So I just tried to move the file folder and this label popped out. That is one fault of the system. They're very easy to pop out. So you just got to pop it back in like that. But yes, to hear more about all stuff like that, just look at my other video. Next we got car registration, just rego records for your vehicles. Car slips and services is next. So in Australia we have to do green slips and pink slips. That's just copies of those and whatnot. Car finance, so if you get like a loan to buy your car, all the policies and info related to that. Car history, any info you got from previous buyers, or maybe records of past problems you've had with your car and stuff. And then the last one is other vehicles, so maybe you have like rego papers for a trailer, a motorbike, a scooter, just other stuff like that. Just keep all of the like insurance, rego, whatever in those individual file folders. Next is our red personal folders. So there's identity, government, legal and other. In identity, it's where I keep stuff like passports, birth certificates, and then like photocopies of them and stuff like that. Maybe if you had like a name change or something, you'd keep your records for that in there. Got this little folder inside it and stuff. In government, I just kept things like electoral roll, commission, blah blah blah. Just anything like that you want to keep. In legal, you might want to keep any fines or like, I don't know, you might have court stuff. You obviously want to keep records of that. Criminal record maybe if you want to. And then other, so this is where you can keep stuff like just random miscellaneous stuff that doesn't have a section. Maybe a magazine subscription or a membership to something. And lastly is the education section. So 3 little subcategories: university, qualifications and TAFE. In university I have obviously like a copy of my degree, university applications and offers, copies of invoices for HECS, and yeah, just uni info. Qualifications is next, and I have 2 manila folders, one for Robbie's and one for mine. So this is all things like your CPR, your first aid, any just courses that you've done, keep all the certificates in here. And TAFE, of course, if you go to TAFE, keeping your records of that in there, invoices and whatever. I've also got more spare files at the back of this one too. I'll just point something out now also. The cardboard inserts for the labels fall down in here, so I had to stick something to the back of them and stick that in there. That's why sometimes they're still falling down. That's one other last little fault. I did get the manila folders all from Officeworks. They were probably, I'd be guessing, 50 cents to $1 each. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, literally just ask me in the comments, but I'm pretty much positive you'll find the answer in that other longer video I did. But they're working great, especially for visual organisation if you're a visual kind of person. So that's it. I really hope you liked seeing how I organise all my files and it was useful to you. I keep receipts and home appliance manuals and warranties and stuff in a separate section, not in here. But you could easily add them into here. I love the fact that this is just so self-customizable and you can really just change it up to suit your needs and change it over time as well. You're not locked into it at all. If you want to change something, all you need is a piece of paper. I just used regular mainstream highlighter colours. You're always going to be able to find a green highlighter and a label maker. And that's it, and you can change it all up. So it's really perfect and it works so well. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed.